Hey there, I'm Classic and this is the MTW Show. E3 is coming upon us quickly and is set to take place June 14th through the 16th. If you do not know what E3 is, you have been missing out. In my opinion, this is the biggest event in the gaming industry. E3 is a business-to-business event that takes place in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Convention Center and allows companies to showcase their products. You can find coverage of the event from popular sites like YouTube, who had Rooster Teeth host their 2015 coverage. You can also find it on sites like Twitch, IGN, GameStop, PC Gamer, and many more sites. I personally wish I could attend and cover the event myself, however my brand is not large enough to get in. If you are large enough to get in, an attendance pass will cost you $995. Not sure why they didn't just bump it up to 1K, I'm guessing something to do with that fourth digit and just not looking as appealing, even though if you're logical, it's $5. But to get in, you also have to prove that you are a business that are related to the industry. So yeah, definitely not happening for me this year, and probably not next year either at the rate that I'm going. So E3 begins next week, and today I'm covering possible content that we most likely will see information about during the event. First up, we have Final Fantasy XII Remake titled The Zodiac Age. Personally, Final Fantasy XII was one of my least favorite games, however, I never owned the game, so my opinion of it is lacking. Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age is set to release on PlayStation 4 in 2017. There have yet to be any announcements about a PC port, however, if Final Fantasy X is any kind of example, we most likely will see one coming up within the next year or so. The Zodiac Age features full HD graphics, a newly recorded soundtrack in 7.1 with the option to revert back to the OST. The share functionality and trophies of the PS4 are included, autosaving, shortened load times, and a possible mini-map are also things that we might see. But the real question here is, when is there going to be a Final Fantasy IX remake? If you know anything about me, you know I'm a huge Final Fantasy IX fan, and it's most likely due to it was my first Final Fantasy and it introduced me to the series. But I would love to see a Final Fantasy IX remake, and I mean love to see it. I mean 7's great that they're coming out with it, but 9 is where it's at for me. Since we're on the topic of remakes, there's a possible Skyrim remaster in the works according to internet rumors. If this rumor is true, that is awesome, but if Bethesda is going to remake any of them, they need to remake Morrowind. This is already being done by a group called TES Renewal. However, this project has been in the works for years now, and with it being a hobby project with no profits, I do not see it getting done anytime soon. It is also not the original Morrowind experience due to third-party assets. If Bethesda was to do a Morrowind remake, they could get the original graphic designers and the original music producer Jeremy Soule. If you are an Elder Scrolls fan, make sure to look out during E3 for any possible information about a remake or even a new title in the series. It has been 5 years since Skyrim was released, so it is getting time for a new title. In other news, World of Final Fantasy's release date has been announced for October 25th of this year for North America, which is surprisingly 2 days before the Japanese release for October 27th. The European release is set for October 28th. The story is set in the world of Grimoire, a land inhabited by classic Final Fantasy characters and monsters. The two main protagonists are Elaine and Reen, I believe that's how you say the names, which are siblings suffering from amnesia and holding a strange power in their arms. The pair travel to Grimoire, hoping they can recover their memories and end up making alliances with classic Final Fantasy characters and a companion creature called Tema. The world of Final Fantasy makes use of the active time battle system, which in my opinion is a great idea. To me, that was a key point which made Final Fantasy Final Fantasy. The style of Zodiac Age is that chibi, like really cartoonish type look, and the main characters are going to be able to switch between the two, between a normal form and the chibi looking form. I'm not a big fan of that look, and I'm probably messing up how it's pronounced. In other news, both Watch Dogs 2 and The Division's DLC Underground's release dates might have been leaked. Starting out with Watch Dogs 2, according to an ad screenshot by this guy, can't pronounce his username, on IGN's website, Watch Dogs 2 release date is set for November 15th and will be set in San Francisco. The first expansion to The Division titled Underground release date might have been leaked as well, according to a listing on Amazon UK and Amazon Germany. The expansion is set to release June 28th for Xbox One players with pre-downloads available from June 25th, according to a screenshot taken by Erixes, a fellow YouTuber. I'm not sure if that's how his name's pronounced, but it's here on the screen. In other news, FIFA is getting a new game engine, and it happens to be the same one that Battlefield uses. I personally am not a big fan of sports games, and I think EA is milking the shit out of them, but it is cool to see the advancements they are using to try to keep the game fresh. The trailer looks amazing, but we will not hear any more information about it until June 12th. XCOM 2 is coming to the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 September 6th. XCOM 2 is a turn-based tactics video game developed by Sprexis Games and published by 2K Games for Microsoft, Windows, OS X, and Linux. It was released February 5th, 2016. XCOM 2 is a sequel to the 2012's reboot of the series, XCOM Enemy Unknown. Last but not least, Kojima Productions has released a new image of their mascot. I'm unclear yet if this character is from an upcoming game, but from this quote located on the screen, I do believe that this is to be true. That's going to do it for today's show. If you believe I missed any information or have incorrect information about today's stories, please feel free to leave corrections in the comments below. I enjoy hearing from you all and appreciate you taking the time to leave comments. If you are interested in viewing any of the trailers or images used in today's video, please check the description below for links. Thanks for viewing, and until next time. And that truck went over, and the bridge got ripped away. Holy
you gotta think right now. If that wind could throw a truck, why isn't the human being there?
Maybe they got some type of crap boots on, just stuck to the ground.
Yeah.
The rocks would hurt though.